Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. How's it going? This glare is terrible. Anyway, welcome to me and Benjo's weekly tarot card reading. Tarot card puppet Benjo is currently enjoying his tarot treat. I gave one to Gypsy too. In case you're wondering, I told Gypsy, I said, your tarot card puppet Gypsy too. I got her a treat, even though she's not in my room right now. Anyway, welcome to me, Banjo, and Gypsy's tarot card reading. How's it going? You may have noticed I chosen to do the Crow Tarot today. I spent all week with this Dragon Tarot, and as a tarot card reader, I am I wouldn't say completely determined, but would in hopes in trying to do a tarot card reading where I don't have to reference the book from the creator of the decks. But I decided, you know what, I want to do the Crow Tarot and I want to do the Crow spread. Not the horseshoe or the cat stretch, not the 5-card spread, but the tarot card, or the Crow Tarot spread. Crow body of a crow. I think that's what it's called. Oh my gosh, so where did I put the book? Oh, here it is. It's another Jolly Ranchers. Let's see what it's called. Let's see. Here I am. I just said what I said, and I already have to look at the book. Maybe it's in the back. Yeah, the Crow Tarot spread. That's what it's called. I didn't correct. Anyway, welcome. Do some sketches. Happy Christmas. Do you think I'll have a Christmas vibe today? My answer is yes, because of the lipstick. Heavy lipstick, heavy brow. I say heavy, I just mean prominent, right? I was trying to do a little something with a little something different, a little something kind of out there. I try to make my top lip kind of no color, right? No blush, no top lip. How's the look today? Anyway, I have a particularly quiet household right now, so there shouldn't be any problems with this tarot card reading. How about you? Benja might be getting into something. I have my canna lily here. I do need to tend to it. If you're like a gardener or and stuff like that, plant enthusiast, you might be like, oh, can you take care of your plant? My apologies, but just since I literally have it right in front of me. I canna lily. If you have any suggestions, feel free to enter into the conversation. Anyway, it's been a bit chilly here in San Antonio, Texas. They are a bit sensitive to the cold, so I brought them in. Anyway, welcome. December 7th. Less than 2 weeks till Christmas, if that means anything to you. I hope the sound is okay. We'll work with it. It looks like you're stuck there, Banjo. I think Banjo really likes the plants inside too. He's like, usually he's sitting in his little bed over here a lot more than he usually does. When the I guess it's fine. When the plant's here. So anyway, I guess we can go ahead and get started. Is there something else you would like to discuss? Banjo? developing a tarot card schedule there. How would you? Okay. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started. One second. Okay. If you're wondering, I have this pen. I got it at my sister Kimmy's house. She let me have this pen. But it's this is Big Bend. And if you don't know, it's like a park, a national park here in Texas. And I kind of like to wear a pin. It's not an American flag pin, but it's a Big Bend pin. So I guess that should be fine. Anyway. Yeah, the Cortera spread. I was thinking maybe we should do the 7-card spread. No, I've already decided. Cortera. What's this one menu? He got a bath yesterday. How are you? Anyway. Do y'all know how often y'all are supposed to give dogs baths? I've been doing once a month for Banjo. I don't know if that's a little too frequent, but the reason I say even if it's a little too frequent, I think it's okay because of the shampoo. It's like it's an HEB shampoo. I don't think it was at the grocery store here in Texas, so I don't think it's like available unless maybe online. But even then, I don't know about shipping. But anyway, it's this shampoo. It's like oatmeal anti-itch shampoo. And it makes his coat really soft, and it smells really good. So I don't know. I think it's kind of not a harsh shampoo. I'm not saying that there's dog shampoos that are harsh. I'm just saying. He's been getting about once a month recently, and I think that's a fine schedule. Anyway, I can't wait to get more puppies. How about you? Anyway. Go ahead and do a Cortera spread. There's Miss Gypsy over there. You can hear her. Okay, got a lot of shells over here. Okay. I guess we can go ahead and pick a card for our pets, our puppies, or whatever pet you have. Maybe you have a fish. Ready? Eight of Pentacles. This is really great. Your pets are doing fantastic. They're going to have a great week. Very diligent, no detail too small, task oriented, complete completion of tasks oriented. There's not a lot of starting a lot of things and not following through. This Eight of Pentacles is a very diligent and focused crow, working on completing his set of 8 coins there on the cherry blossom. So yeah, Pet's gonna have a good productive week. So maybe if you're worried, you say, maybe I need to get my pet something for enrichment. I think is what they call it. You know, if you're anxious about it, I would say this tarot card reading. This week you don't have to be. Your pet's gonna be very fine, okay, productive. So that's great. All right, here we have the Crow Tarot, head of the crow, feet of the crow, wings and body of the crow. Let's go ahead and get the heart. Let's see if this is our permanent heart energy or something temporary. Ooh, reverse. This is interesting. We just got the Eight of Pentacles for our pets, and here the Pentacles is the earth element. Often, not always, but often, though it's wands, cups, swords, and then pentacle. So this wand and fire is kind of at the opposite end of the pentacle, earth element. Unfortunately, I don't know for sure as far as how this tarot card reading is going. If this is a permanent or temporary heart energy. Nonetheless, though, this Six of Swords reverse or Six of Wands reversed is not the best card to get. This Six of Wands, it's this leader crow here is blaming others and maybe even subordinates for their problems. There seem to be problems going on, and this crow leader is probably not the ideal leader, probably mismanaged a lot of things. A very selfish leader, right? Take all the credit type of leader. But that's what the Six of Wands is basically here's the leader, boss crow, and here's the employees or community or whatever. Yeah, so reversed Six of Wands, not so good. I would like to think that this is maybe a card for somebody else, right? And for some reason, we're getting a card for somebody else. And when I say somebody else, I mean like it might not be what you would consider an adversary. I know there's a lot of possibilities, whoever's watching, right? But this card, I would say, is probably not ourselves and probably somebody else around us, whether it be somebody who we have in good standing or maybe somebody we don't, right? The antagonist of our reading. But nonetheless, this is Six of Wands for somebody else is introduced this week in the heart spot. This is the heart card, heart energy card. So that's very interesting. Yeah. Let's see, present as a platform for the future. We have the Three of Cups. So this is just great. We have a Truth Garland, another one. There's one here in the sun. You see this little Truth Garland, Garland of Truth. And here you see the garland right here. But this Three of Cups upright is just really great. And I think this kind of further makes me, as a tarot card reader, think that this reverse Six of Wands in our heart energy today is somebody else's card other than our card. But presently, you can consider this a heart energy, considering it's the cups. It's the Three of Cups. It's a time of rejoice and celebration and being with your fellow crows. Um, you got a little pear tree. So we have really good symbolism here. We have the three crows, we have the pear tree, and the truth garland. So I would say this is present as a platform for the future is a great time for celebrating, being and having good times with your close friends and stuff like that. Um, I forget what the pear tree means. Let me check really quick. I just think it's interesting. Usually the trees are kind of with the pentacles. So let me check. Play is necessary and to enjoy the moment. Okay, just the tree is the pear tree is just basically a peaceful moment in the garden. That's what it says. A glow in the garden. Okay. So yeah, we have this kind of heart energy that I would say is not our own, and however, presently it seems to be a great time for play and being playful, and our cups are overflowing and being we're glowing in the garden. How did you? So let's go ahead and go to our advice or something holding us back. This Eight of Wands. This is very interesting. Wands, fire. Sorry, 8, 10. This Ten of Wands, I think, is really interesting. A lot of the times, this Ten of Wands is considered a lot of responsibility. That's what these wands represents is a lot of responsibility for this one crow. 10 wands per one crow. Um, and I think it's kind of a warning. Usually is uh, what is the expression? Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. It could be about eating, but I think it's like kind of just kind of symbolic for like a lot of things. Um, but this is kind of a lot of responsibility is the Ten of Wands, and the reverse Ten of Wands I think is uh, uh, kind of feeling at that. Let me check though. Okay, yeah, as could signify a significant burden. So obviously, I would say this is probably something holding somebody back, right? Um, However, I think given that our Six of Wands here is not a card that isn't like describing our situation, but maybe an environment we happen to be in. Whether be in or observing or somehow a part of. I think this reverse Ten of Wands is very interesting next to this card. You could say that there are similarities between this reverse Six of Wands and this reverse Ten of Wands, but I would say there's a lot of differences. I think this Ten of Wands crow is not blaming anybody, completely absorbing all of the responsibilities, and also included in that maybe failures and mistakes and the consequences of to that. So I would say this Ten of Wands is quite different from this Six of Wands over here. And even though this Ten of Wands crow may be struggling, there might be burdens and stuff like that. This Ten of Wands upright and Ten of Wands reversed kind of as emphasizes kind of a burden. But as far as a responsibility, I guess some responsibilities are a little bit more pleasant than others. But I would say overall, whether this is something, I would say overall, this is probably a card helping us. But as far as maybe delays and stuff like that, I would say maybe it might be this Ten of Wands reversed, because this crow maybe has known a bit about this I hate to say fraudulent, but fraud kind of boss, the worst boss you could possibly have, right? And therefore, I don't know why, if it's a bad boss, then I don't know why it would not be considered a bad person, right? Um, Completely selfish and completely over demanding of others and not of themselves, which again is the complete opposite of this Ten of Wands here. So it is the fire element, which is action, spirituality, travel, that inspiration that you get that causes an idea to come forth, right? You have the fire there, and then the creativity of an idea with the water. At least how I see it as your tarot card reader. So overall, I think this is a good sign. This Ten of Wands, this crow is probably really putting in the work and effort, and we can only assume that at some point in time, this Ten of Wands crow is going to get the recognition it deserves. Um, so yeah, let's see our hopes and fears. The reversed Seven of Cups. We keep getting this card reversed, huh? Um, this card is kind of a warning, maybe not to be too up in the clouds. This card is a bit, which I think is very interesting. In the head of the crow, it seems like kind of an appropriate and aligned card to get. That's the head of the crow, um, being the mind and thought and stuff like that. But this reversed, I would say I would at first be concerned, but considering our fire element that we have today, I would say that maybe it's not so much cause for concern with this reversed Seven of Cups. I think this is a very pleasant card, right? Um, and as far as burdens go, I think this is they're kind of maybe could represent kind of a bit similar, right? Anyway, very pleasant card, cool stuff. You got Snake, you got a heart, you got the Truth Garland, Lotus, Bird Skull, the Tower, and he's on top of like a green rock here. So anyway, it's just a kind of a caution, I think, reversed Seven of Cups to not be too much in the clouds. It's very important to have your feet on the ground. So it makes me really wondering what our Feet of the Crow card is. But that being said, the Seven of Cups is about the language they use is dreams, but I really like the Seven of Cups as a philosophy. Sometimes people get stay away from philosophy and philosophical concepts because one, what's the point and what's the gain? And two, sometimes it just seems like, well, what are we even debating? But sometimes philosophy can actually lead to something tangible and substantial. I think like um, falling gravity was that Newton. He got supposedly, allegedly, he got his idea of the mathematical concept of gravity just because of the philosophical uh, uh, idealization of um, an apple falling from a tree or whatever. So yeah, I would just say we have probably a lot of concepts to think about, which I think is interesting considering our Ten of Wands here. I would say there's a bit of teamwork going on because of this Three of Cups. It's playtime, and especially with others. You have this kind of team message here with this Six of Wands. Unfortunately, it's reversed and then not very pleasant. But considering this Ten of Wands and the Seven of Cups, I would say there's some sort of a team kind of structure going. This Seven of Cups is here and somehow connected in the same environment to this the work of this reverse Ten of Wands crow. Um, so yeah, a lot of choices in I guess time management. So maybe this Six of Wands here is the boss, right? Is not so good, but there are ways to kind of uh, 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 cope to avoid this terrible boss that is the Six of Wands here. Um, so let's see our grounding energy. The reversed Nine of Pentacles. This is such a pleasant card, right? You got a wolf, you got the butterfly, lotus, and all of that stuff. Um, every time I see this card, like every time, I'm always just like, this is just a great card. I don't see a negative meaning to this card. Even though I would also like to note, along with that, very positive meaning, whether upright or reversed, is I think this is a bit, usually we have spirituality, kind of, I guess, with the fire, the wands, and maybe the cups, even maybe this Three of Cups here. But I think this is very interesting. I think this wolf, I think, can symbolize spirituality, and this butterfly here too. So I just think it's very interesting that it's the earth and the pentacle element. But as far as grounding energy, you got the lotus, you got the wolf, you got all this stuff. So I don't know. I think our grounding energy is really healthy, solid. But unfortunately, and I think maybe this would probably apply to this Six of Wands terrible boss here. This Nine of Pentacles can also mean this financial loss because you hit a roadblock. Um, so I see a lot of uh, uh, what is it called? Non-isolation of a work environment, I guess. Um, uh, at least as far as uh, maybe what somebody does and how it affects other people and stuff like that. I see this Six of Wands is very negative, and this grounding energy is this financial loss. So I would be very cautious of maybe this terrible boss, whoever it might be, as their heart energy, very much wanting to take advantage of maybe the natural emotions of what happens when there's financial loss. It's financial loss because you see the coins, but the coins and the pentacles is also the earth element, which represents a lot of stuff like material, like your own body and stuff like that. So I would just be very careful with this Six of Wands here with this financial loss. However, with a lot of things, maybe spirituality and maybe even with the it's uh, uh, accepting of the difficulties of life and stuff like that. Life isn't just this uh, absolute kind of perfection. Nothing ever bothers you. There's nothing bad out there. Type mentality. I think with this wolf and the butterfly and stuff. Um, so even though this card may signify financial loss, I think this card also signifies something really good and positive for this Three of Cups and Ten of Wands and reverse Seven of Cups here. So it seems like this grounding energy I think is very interesting. I think this is probably very uncomfortable for this hard energy, reverse Six of Wands here. Um, I don't think this Six of Wands is going to go to this Ten of Wands. This Ten of Wands here, especially reversed, is something that this reverse Six of Wands terrible boss is going to avoid at all cost, right? Um, so I think this reverse Six of Wands is what might try to go to this Three of Cups, but since it's an upright Three of Cups, I really don't think that would be quite possible. This playful kind of nature, I really don't see represented in this reverse Six of Wands. So really, I think the Six of Wands can either go in this grounding energy, or maybe even this head energy, our hopes and fears, and I don't think it's going to be very, very beneficial as far as any sort of additional opportunities, right? Because when you burn a bridge, you burn a bridge. It's not going to be so easy to build it back, right? Usually. Um, yeah, just be wary of this financial loss. Maybe taking advantage, maybe hiding this financial loss. It's interesting that that's in the grounding energy, right? Um, but that aside, I think we have a lot of good energy surrounding this very unpleasant heart energy card today, so that's great. Let's see what our past is. Our past is the Four of Pentacles. This is also about finances and maybe unpleasant finances, right? Again, could represent financial loss. I personally like this card. I like how balanced this card is. You have this crow balancing on top of, well, I guess now he's balancing on his head. I don't know. You have this crow balancing on a pentacle, holding on these two pentacles, and then balancing a pentacle on his head. And there's also the cityscape. Usually we see the cityscape with a wand. I think the Ace of Wands. So I think the cityscape is interesting, especially considering it's earth, not fire, and this kind of and also, I guess the feel and the timing of things. Fire is, I think, is very like instantaneous and quick and stuff like that. And the reason fire can stay is because it like burns on a log or whatever, right? Or maybe gas, which comes from the earth or whatever. Oil, charcoal, whatever. But considering how many cards are reversed today, I would say these reverse cards might be with this Ten of Wands here. And I would say it'd probably be helping this Ten of Wands. And I would say very distinctly so from the Six of Wands here. So yeah, in the past there may have been financial loss, but there was a lot of balance and stuff like that. And again, I think that's this very interesting. There's not a lot of emotions being shared. In the past, there was financial loss, and our grounding energy may have some sort of environment of a financial loss. But like I said, as a tarot card reader, I really like this Nine of Pentacles card, whether it's upright or reversed. I think it's very spiritual and very grounding, very much up to any challenge type situation, and glass half full. Yeah, but not a lot of emotions and information sharing. This information sharing seems to be very straightforward and factual. So that's interesting. Let's go ahead and see our the other wing of the crow. It says external openings or uninvited energy. the Four of Swords. This is just great. Upright. And I'm really happy it's next to this reverse Ten of Wands here. This Four of Swords is about finding a place of peace and relaxation. So whatever our head energy, the head of the crow, this is Seven of Cups reversed. I think is really interesting. It's first of all, it's water, but it's and also cups. You know, the heart energy is in our head. For some reason, instead of our heart, because we have this for somebody else there, but this very interesting. This head representing our heart, and then we have which can be a bit overwhelming if you're not kind of balanced about things, and maybe take your time and maybe not procrastinate and all that. But we have this very pleasant air element, Four of Swords here, giving us the space to, I guess, balance all of this stuff here. Um, so our future and outcome, which is the beak of the crow, maybe the crow sound, is the King of Pentacles reversed. This is very interesting. I would say this is not only because it's a pentacle, I would say this is very much has to do a lot with this grounding energy here, and probably even our past. Usually, this King of Pentacles reversed is a very negative meaning. Somebody who is only concerns themselves with how things look and stuff like that. However, upright, this is really great. Pentacle being, I think, the suit where of the Minor Arcana deck, where you really have to earn your way. There's no luck of the draw or shortcuts or something like that. It's the Pentacles. Is it doesn't matter who you are. These are just things that you're gonna have to go through and do yourself, and yeah. So I think this is a really great card. Upright, Heart of Gold, all of that stuff. The King of Pentacles, the Pentacle suit. So reversed, I think, is probably has a very similar meaning to our grounding energy. This Nine of Pentacles, where there may be somewhere in the environment. I'm guessing we can trace it back all the way to this reverse Six of Wands. But there may be some negative meaning to the card, like financial loss, or maybe as somebody who's only concerned with how things look, right? Which I think would be very difficult considering this Ten of Wands in the past, in our present, in our Four of uninvited energy or external openings. It might be quite difficult for this, whoever's concerned with how things look. There's a lot of elements here that seem to be out of the control and confinement and restraint of this Six of Wands here. So there may be a negative meaning to this King of, I guess I'll say, okay, there may be a negative meaning to this King of Pentacles, but I think, again, overall, this is going to be a very positive card.